going on, folks? Welcome back to Lawn Shark Channel. So today we are going to do a little bit of sod prep. Yesterday I went through and I actually scalped the whole backyard, took my rotary all the way down as far as it would go and collected all the debris so that it would be out of the way. And today what we're going to do is we are going to use this power rake. So you guys have seen me use the power rake before. It's really a great little tool, and it's really not meant to like till the ground, but I am trying to pull up a lot of this grass. Now the sad part is that from here the grass actually looks pretty good, but when you get right above it like it is right here, you can see how thin it is, and I'm just not going to mess with it and try and seed this third time. So we're just going to go ahead and break this all up, and the sod comes in a couple days. Today's Wednesday. Friday it'll come in. Friday afternoon I'll start putting it in. Hopefully I'll get it all done. It's not as big of an area as the front, and the temperatures are way better than they were when I did the front. The front was brutal, and we're not doing that again. Luckily it's a lot cooler, and especially this time of the day the weather's like really nice, so I think we'll be in good shape. Anyway, let's get to the power raking, break this up a little bit, and then I'll return the machine and we'll get back to it on Friday. So let's get to work. That's it. We got it all power raked. Went over it several times, and as you can see, it just kind of fluffs up everything. There's a lot of compost here, so I got that good black dirt, and still have a little bit of grass, more grass than I really wanted to have in here. Could have been worse, but I'll come in tomorrow and get my leveling rake out here, or actually my landscape rake, and I'll work on getting all this stuff smoothed out. But you can see here, did a pretty decent job. Over here on this hill, it's not as good, but because it's just the leftover fescue, once I put some dirt on there, it should pretty much do the trick of killing it all out. So I'm filthy, and we're done for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned. Sitting on this pallet all day. Hopefully it's looking a little dry actually. I think the one below it didn't look too bad. We're just gonna have to get it down, and then what we don't finish today we'll do tomorrow. Alright, well that's all of it here, and it looks a little dry on top, but when I was lifting it up, it actually doesn't look too bad down there. By the way, this is my son-in-law, my new son-in-law, newly minted son-in-law, Sam. So
Hi, folks.
who married my daughter Sam. Anyway, I suckered him in to come in and help me out with this. So it's late. Unfortunately, I was their last stop, and that's why it's a little bit dry. But I think Sam and I are gonna get to it and work until it gets dark, and we'll see how much we can get done. It's a little over 2,000 square feet. We won't get it done tonight, but we'll get a lot of it done. So let's get to it. That's nice and wet. This isn't too bad right here. I'm just saying that one was like kind of falling apart. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to day 2 of us laying down sod and dealing with squirrels that are tearing up my sod already. But because we got the sod late last night at about 6, or late yesterday afternoon, about 6:30, we got a really late start. But my son-in-law, who was amazing, he and I stayed out until about 10:30 last night. So let me show you what we've done so far and tell you what we're going to do for us to finish up today. So this is what we did last night, and I have to say it was quite a bit. The sod was hard to tell what kind of shape it was in, simply because it was dark, but I'm actually not disappointed in how good it's looking. Got a bunch of trimming that I need to do along the flower beds, and that goes all the way up there. I didn't want to do that last night. And then also right over here. Again, I just didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time doing trimming when I can get the sod laid down. And then really the reason why we stopped where we did was because I have a very large zone area back here, and I wanted to make sure I got water on it. So today we're getting started a little bit later than I wanted to, but early enough. Shouldn't be too long for us to get all this sod down, but we do have a lot of cleanup to do. And then if we decide to do that Bermuda that's in the back corner, that will be a little bit of work because we got to pull up all that Bermuda. And that also happens to be the hottest part of the backyard. So we'll see how I feel at the end of getting this stuff down, and we'll go from there. Anyway, let's get to it. All right, folks, well, we are done. What a long day, but long couple days, actually. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure that I could have done all of this without my son-in-law. We're going to stop here today, but I still need to get some fertilizer on this. So we'll come back tomorrow and do that. But let me just show you how everything looks. And, I was able to clean up. I didn't videotape it in the cleanup because that's just boring stuff. But I want to show you how and where we left off. So as you can see, we have all the areas that we normally would have with the sod, but we had so much left over that we decided to go ahead and put a little bit here behind the parking pad where my truck goes. And we probably could have done a little bit more, but the truth is there's no irrigation back here, so I didn't want to have to worry about the grass here. And I'm not sure that it'll make it back here, but we'll at least try. And then, like I said, we've got all of this area back here. The grass actually did really well. I think it's in really good shape. You can see the squares and how they all line up. It is very long, but I need to make sure that I get out here and just let the irrigation kind of take care of it over the next few days. So for the next 3 days, we're just going to do water for about 10 minutes. We'll do 7, 1, and 7 each day. Next week, we'll go to 2 times a day, and then we'll do 1 time a day. And then from there, we should have some really good root growth. Probably can mow it in the next 2 weeks, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm hoping all this stuff will stand up. Obviously, it's been sitting on a pallet. It was cut fresh yesterday morning, and so I think it really is in good shape. It looks good. But obviously, we got to get some moisture in there, and then the leaves will start standing up again, and then we can mow it. But like I said, we're going to wait a little bit, let all the roots get established, and hopefully that'll take 2 weeks. But like I said, we'll come back tomorrow, put down some fertilizer, and we will call it a day. All right, folks, we're finally reaching the end of this fescue project. So today, I'm not going to lie, I'm really, really sore from the last couple of days of putting all this fescue down, all this sod. It is quite heavy. Each pallet weighs about 2,000, 2,500 pounds. And I had 4 pallets, so between my son-in-law and myself, we actually did quite a bit of moving around. And each slab of sod doesn't weigh that much, but when you add it to 2,000 square feet, I mean that's quite a bit. So anyway, I got to goof off today, got to watch a little football, got to watch my Yankees beat the Brewers today. Aaron Judge hit his 59th home run, I think it was today. I think he's got 2 more, one to meet the Babe, and then the other one to get to Roger Maris's record, and then after that he'll have the record. So pretty exciting times for us Yankee fans, and just getting to watch that. So anyway, I got to goof off a little bit, but I do need to get some fertilizer on the fescue so that we can continue to help it develop, since it's just baby grass at this point. It also happens to coincide with my last application of fertilizer for the Bermuda up in the front. So typically on the 42nd day after sod and seed, I would put down 1801 anyway on the front. And so I'm going to use this as my quote-unquote starter fertilizer for the back. The reason why I'm not doing anything that's a little bit more balanced, I would typically use the green pop, which is a 1621 something or other, and so that 21 is quite a bit of phosphorus. But since I did the seeding project back here already, I'm pretty sure I've got plenty of phosphorus in the ground, so this will just be a nice little start. Give it some nitrogen, give it a little bit of potassium, and then we should be off and running. And then we're also going to do the RGS, which is good for root growth, and so that's going to help to get this thing moving right along. I really like using the liquid ferts as starter. It is a little bit faster acting. Most of nitrogen in the Green Start is a urea based nitrogen, so it'll act quickly and get right into the plant, and it'll help with that development of the plant. So the application rate for the Green Punch is supposed to be 12 to 18 ounces per 1,000, and so I'm going to do the full 18 ounces, and then this will be 3 ounces. And since I'm going to do the whole yard, I'm probably going to do about 4 or 5 different batches of it, because of course these things don't hold very much, but I need to get it all done. And then we will be done with the fescue project. So let's get to putting all this together, get a hose out here, and be done, because I want to rest the rest of the evening. So anyway, let's get to it. All right, folks, so we're pretty much done. So this was a really good project to do, and the good news is that it wasn't as hot as when we did the Bermuda up front. That was just a scorcher, and the fact that we actually did a lot of the sod at between like 6 and 10 o'clock at night, and it was nice and cool, really helped out with this project. But it was still a lot of work. This grass was actually a lot thicker, a lot wetter, so it was a little bit heavier. But like I said, the temperature does make a big difference. We just finished up with all of the fertilizer. The one thing I am going to do later on is I'm going to come in with my water roller and just kind of push everything down. Since it is fescue, I'm not going to need to worry about it being super flat, since I'm not going to get a real mower on here, but I do want the seams to be real tight. So once it gets pretty wet, I'm going to do that. Now that we have the fertilizer on there, we will get the sprinklers going. We want to water all this stuff in, make sure that we've got a lot of good water going in. As for the front, I will mow that tomorrow. And I've been lowering the height of cut a little bit on it, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that or not. I mean, you guys see in the video, it's green, but it is a little bit scalpy looking, if that's a word. And so I don't know what we're gonna do there, but I may just leave it alone for the rest of the season and then deal with it at the beginning of next season. So anyway, pretty excited about this fescue. Like I said, I would much rather do seed, just because there's a lot more control and I get to pick what I want, but it's just, this hill was just a killer. And then the one thing I will show you, and I don't know if you can see in the video, I won't show it to you, but I'll explain to you. Instead of running, the easiest thing for me to do when I was laying this sod would have been to go up and down the hill this way. But the problem is that when water runs down that way, the seam would have allowed like kind of a channel for water to go down, and eventually that would have eroded that seam all the way down. So what I did was I did a brick pattern going this way. Created a lot more work when we were over here on this side, because it was just a lot shorter, had a lot more cuts. But I think that it creates a pattern that actually is going to work out a lot better for us, and it'll allow for whenever we do get heavy rains, we get a lot of water going down the hill, it's going to kind of stop it a little bit better. So anyway, that was kind of the plan. And so we're pretty much done. This will be the end of the video. I'm not going to show you guys what it looks like in a couple weeks, because I'm going to try and get these videos out a little bit faster. And so I will show you progress as we go, but I probably won't be mowing this lawn for at least, I don't know, maybe at least 2 weeks. But as soon as I feel like we've got some good root growth, then we'll do that. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to email me down below or put a comment down below as well. I'm happy to answer those questions for you guys. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if I've earned your subscription. And if you want to be notified of future videos, don't forget to hit that bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good week, everybody.